In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the front wheel bearing assemblies on this Audi S4. These are going to be located behind the front wheels. Let's get into it. In the trunk, you need to lift up on this cover right here. There's a little handle that will hold that out of the way. On the left side of the spare tire, you're going to grab this toolbox. If you lift the handle, then you can pull it up. Open this up. It's just a couple levers. And then you're looking for this key. Grab this key. Now, using the key, in the center cap there is a little hole. Just find that hole. Then you can pull the center cap off. Using a 17mm socket, we're going to take the lug bolts off. Before I take the last one off, I'm just going to hold the wheel, prevent it from falling. Then grab the wheel and pull it off. Now we're going to remove the caliper with the bracket together. Take these two bolts out. Use a 21mm socket. Pull that out and use an extension. Take that one out. Pull that out. Before we pull the caliper off, there's the connector for the brake pad sensor. I'm going to disconnect the connector and then just the wire that's in the bracket. Pull that grommet out of the way. Now you can pull the caliper off the rotor. I'll use a brake caliper hanger and just hang it out of the way. I'm going to remove this screw, use a T30 socket. Take that off, grab the rotor and slide it off. Now we're going to take the axle bolt out. You want to use a hex socket. This is 17mm or a H17. Remove that. Take that off. Now I'm going to remove this shield. You can work around the shield, but it's going to give you a lot more visibility if you take the shield off. Use a T30 and remove the bolts. There you go. Just to give it a little slack for the ABS wire, you want to slide that grommet out of the bracket. Now we got some slack here. Now I'm going to remove this bolt. It's a good idea to have a new one. A lot of times these bolts get frozen in the knuckle, so you want to get an extra one just so that if you have to drill it out, you have an extra one. Use a 16mm socket and a 16mm wrench. Take this bolt out. Slide that out. Now you can use a punch and a hammer and try to just hammer the ball joints out. I'm just going to use an air hammer. Just give it a little tap. Pop that out. Do the same with this one. Tap that out. Pull this out. Now with this loose, I turned the steering wheel all the way to the right so it pushed the tie rod end out. And then you can pop the axle out so it's out of the way so that we can access these bolts. Now we're going to use a triple square socket. This is a M12 socket. Take these bolts out. With the axle down, we can get to the top ones. Take that bolt out and the other one. Now we gotta move the axle up, lift the axle out of the way. I'm just gonna use a bungee cord. And we can access the two bottom bolts. M12 socket, triple square. Just move that axle out of the way. those out. I'm just going to take a big hammer and just give it a tap. Separate it from the knuckle. I'm going to use a wire brush and just clean up some of this corrosion. Just take a thin coat of anti-seize and just where the hub is going to meet the surface, just to prevent corrosion in the future. There we go. Just a thin coat. That's good. Now take the new hub bearing assembly, line that up, push that in place. Take the new bolts and get those started on the bottom. And before we tighten those down, I want to get the top bolts in. So you can move the axle out of the way. If you have a bungee cord, just lower that temporarily. Those top bolts in. With those in, I'm just going to snug those down. Move that axle out of the way. We'll torque those in a minute, but I want to get the bottom ones first. Snug these up. Now we're going to torque these bolts to 59 foot-pounds, and then you want to go an additional 90 degrees. Torque them both to 59 first. All right, then 90 degrees. If you don't have a torque angle meter, do the best you can. You're doing basically a quarter turn. There we go. And 59 foot-pounds. And 90 degrees. There we go. All right, now I'll take the axle, get the axle lined up, push that into the hub. There we go. All right, that's in. Now I'm going to take the upper ball joints, get these lined up. I'm going to start with the front one. Just use a pry bar. Just pry that in place. I'm going to have to wiggle it a little. There we go. Before I loosen up, I'm just going to take the bolt, get the bolt started like halfway. So it's just going to hold that in place. And we can get the other one lined up. And do the same, use the pry bar. There we go. And put the bolt all the way through and put the nut on. Now I'm just going to tighten this down. Snug that up. And I'm going to torque this to 33 foot-pounds. Good. Now take the wheel speed sensor harness, take the grommet, slide that into the bracket. Now take this shield, get this lined up. Put the bolts in place. I'll snug these down. Take the new bolt, get that started. Snug that down. Now I'm going to take two of the lug bolts, get those started. And just using a pry bar. With the pry bar in between these two lug bolts, just twist it, and you want the pry pry bar against the ground. It's going to prevent the hub from spinning. You're going to torque this to 147 foot-pounds. That's good. I'll pull that out. And take the lug bolts out. Now I'll just take some anti-seize. Just give it a quick squirt. Nice thin coat, that's fine. I'll line this up. Take the rotor, get the hole lined up with a little threaded hole. Put the screw in, snug it down. Now grab the brake caliper, pull the hanger off, slide that over the rotor. Take the 2 bolts, get those started. Now I'll tighten these down. Now torque these bolts to 147 foot-pounds. I'm going to take the wires for the brake pad sensor. I'm going to push this grommet into the bracket and connect the connector. Lock it down. Now take the wheel, line it up. It's lined up. Take the lug bolt, get that started. Snug that down. Get those all started. And snug these down. Now I'm going to torque the lug bolts to 90 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. Go around again, double check. Good. Take the center cap. It only goes on one way. You can see on the back side there's a picture of a valve stem. You want that lined up with the valve stem. Lock it down. After you're done, take the key, close up the toolbox, slide it in place, push down the handle, take the cover off, and push it in place. After you're done this job, it's a good idea to bring the vehicle to a local shop to have the alignment performed so that you don't have premature tire wear.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.